Welcome to day 17. This is one of my favorite poses. It has been since I first started my yoga practice. It just was a nice one for hips and I could easily find relaxation in it. Yeah, so I'm going to teach you this one. It's also a fun one to be able to go into poses deeper. It's also good to warm up for the splits when you get to that point. But yeah, if you need a block, grab a block just so you can keep those hips squared. You'll place it underneath that hip, especially if you don't find comfort in it, it's going to be able to relax those muscles a little bit more. So grab a block or blanket, pillow, whichever works for you. Yeah, so we'll start at the top of the mat. We'll just do a little sequence. So just bring those feet together, those hands at heart center, and grounding into those feet, engaging through the core. Your next inhale, do those hands all the way up overhead. Finding length through those fingers, and on axis, slowly folding forward. Inhaling to your halfway lift with flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. You're going to step back with that right foot. Your next inhale, we're going to stick those hands all the way up overhead. We're going to rise up towards that crescent pose. Staying in that strong stance. Your next exhale, we're going to slowly fold forward, bring those hands down towards the ground, and stepping the left foot back towards that downward dog. Just taking a moment, you can pedal at those feet. Your next inhale, we're going to lift up that right leg. And exhale, stepping that right foot forward, in between those hands. And inhale, swing those hands all the way up overhead, rise up towards that crescent pose. And then exhale. Your next inhale, stepping forward with that left foot. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling to your halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling, come all the way to same, hands overhead. And exhale, the hands on heart center. Your next inhale, swing those hands all the way overhead. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling to your halfway lift. Exhaling to fold forward. Stepping back to that left foot. The next inhale, swing those hands all the way overhead, rising up towards that crescent pose. Next exhale, slowly folding forward, bring those hands down, stepping that right foot back towards your downward dog. Next inhale, lift up that left leg. Exhale, step that left foot forward between those hands. Your next inhale, swing those hands all the way overhead, rising towards your crescent pose. Next inhale, step that right foot forward. Exhale to fold forward. Inhaling to your halfway lift. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling from all the way to standing, hands overhead. And exhale those hands on the heart center. Your next inhale, scoot those hands all the way overhead. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling to your halfway lift. Exhaling to fold forward. Then placing those hands, we're going to step back towards that downward dog. Your next inhale, we're going to lift up that right leg. We're going to keep that right leg lifted. We're going to inhale to push forward to that high plank. And then exhaling, push back. Inhaling to move forward. Exhaling, push back. One more, staying strong. Inhaling to move forward. And exhaling, push back. Your next inhale, we're going to bend that right knee, draw that right knee towards the chest, high plank. Then lower that knee over towards that right wrist. Then extend that left leg back, coming towards that pigeon. We're going to come up onto those fingertips. So on an exhale, we're just going to bend at those elbows, drawing that chest and head forward. Inhaling to lift. Open up through the chest. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling to lift. And one more time, exhaling to lower. And inhaling to lift. And your next exhale, with that space you just created, you can melt down towards those forearms. Or you can stack those hands, dropping that chin and the forehead down to those hands. Just coming in towards a comfortable position. And again, if you need a block or a pillow, this is where you're going to place it underneath that right hip. find some comfort through the pose. Just focusing on that breath. Bring awareness into those hips. Just letting go of any tension, any emotion, or any stress that you're holding on to in this current moment. Holding here for 3 more breaths. Inhale, you slowly start to lift, smoothing up the block. Onto those hands, we're going to curl those left toes under, and then slowly lifting up, stepping that right foot back, coming towards that downward dog. Just taking a moment to have those feet. Noticing how the right side feels compared to the left. Noticing if that one side of the body is a little bit more open than the other. Your next exhale, just going to lower down towards those knees and curl those toes, and just take it back down towards that child's pose. Relaxing through those hips. And settling into that breath. Your next inhale, you can slowly start to lift and back up towards that downward dog. Same from the left side, so next inhale, we're going to lift up that left leg. Staying strong as we inhale to push forward to that high plank. Then exhale to push back, push out those toes. Inhaling to move forward. Exhaling to push back. One more, inhaling to move forward. And exhaling to push back. Your next inhale, bending that left knee, drive that left knee towards chest, high plank. Then lowering that left knee over towards that left wrist. Extending that right leg back. Then coming back up onto those fingertips. Next, exhale, lower the head and chest. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling to lift. And one more time, exhaling to lower. And inhaling to lift. And your next exhale with that space, melting down towards that comfortable spot. Again, using that block if you need to. Acknowledging if one side feels different than the other. Noticing what side of the body you carry more tension. And then just simply bring awareness to that breath. Space with each inhale, and then maybe melting the body a little bit deeper with each exhale. allowing that jaw to relax. The facial muscles to relax. And just create your own stillness here. Holding here for 3 more breaths. Your next inhale, you can slowly start to lift, turn up onto those hands. We'll curl those right toes under, lifting up, stepping that left foot back towards that downward dog. Just taking a moment to pellet those feet. Maybe shaking out the head, yes and no. Maybe move those hips from side to side. Just inviting in any movement in towards that body. And coming back in towards that stillness. Your next inhale, we're going to slowly walk those feet towards the top of your mat. Coming towards that forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Then exhale to fold forward. Next inhale, swing those hands all the way up overhead. Then exhale those hands down heart center. So I hope your hips are feeling a little bit more open after pigeon pose, and I hope you found some comfort in it. And we'll see you for day 18.